Hello there, Sera from 17 once again, introducing you to my Gears of War 3 Raam's Shadow DLC Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Chapter 3, Hide and Seek, and this is what I like to call the funny bugger level. And what I mean by that is, you spend half of the level hiding, well I say hiding, moving towards hiding wretches, then you fight the wretches, then you move towards another spooky area, fight some more wretches, then a couple tickers turn up, then a bunch of gunfights happen, and then it's back to Gears of War standard. But this is also the level with some of the worst lines of the DLC, so get ready for some really cringe-worthy or cringe-inducing little, epithets from our main character here, as he goes on to talk about his schooling experience and what have you. But this guy must be a size 17 shoe, because his boot is probably the size of my torso, and yet he has to kick that door twice, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you consider this guy can jump over a piece of cover, kick a locust in the face, and stun him, yet he can't open a door with a kick. I mean, the logic in this game, when you think about it, is all the way up there with batshit crazy. But keep on following this little path that I'm leading you to. I don't mess about here looking for collectibles that aren't there. I push straight to the objective. And all it's going to be is we're going to be triggering a massive fight with wretches, and this fight is huge. In co-op, it's a nightmare, because the wretches seem to kill you quicker, you seem to have a hell of a lot more of them as the game scales, but in single player, I didn't have too much of an issue, because my team, luckily enough, just stand there like idiots and make all the wretches clip on each other, and it allows you to kill the wretches pretty easily. I use the Lancer, I don't use the boom shot, obviously I want to save it for when I really need my boom shot. But come over to the lever, press the lever, and then you're going to be able to move back through the door that was previously locked, and then down into the flooded basement area, which we're going to be going to next. So it says continue to search downstairs for Dr. Wisen, who I thought was going to turn out to be, like an AI, because I thought this was doing the whole Gears of War 2 thing. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. He's a dude, and pretty cheerful dude actually, doing a real good service, but you don't see him until the end, so don't hold your breath for that experience, for that encounter. But push up to the gate. As soon as you hit the gate, he's going to shut it, he's going to scream at you. I think that's Wretch for come at me, bro, and then they're going to spawn, and there's going to be a bunch of them. That gate there is going to open up for some insane reason, and then you're going to get rushed. So I sit back in this corridor and I just lance dudes. My team generally do a pretty good job of stopping them and holding them up and killing as many as they can, but it's pretty much down to you, so you just want to shoot as many stuff as you can. Just keep on hitting, keep on shooting, keep on doing your thing. And there's not a lot of strategy involved here, aside from if you get covered in wretches, you're gonna die. Unless you're really good at wall bouncing and roadie running, and you manage to get enough distance from you so that you can turn around and kill them, you're gonna have a lot of trouble getting away. But it is possible, I've done it. And hopefully if you do this strategy and you get a run similar to my own, you'll not need to, and you'll do it pretty easily. But I'm going to talk about something different while this is happening, because it's kind of a long fight. I want to know when achievements get developed when it comes to making games, because there's obviously a part of the development team who's set aside to program the achievements, what they're going to be, what they're going to sound like, what they're going to say, what they're going to visually look like, the little gamer picture that they have, and all that good stuff. And I assume that this comes once the game is pretty much, in its final version. Because there's no point in designing all this awesome stuff if the game is full of bugs. They want to squeeze out as much of that shit as they can and do it afterwards. But it makes me wonder when the list is confirmed, when the list is finalised, because it would be nice if they put that out on the internet quicker than they do. Because there's a few games I would really love to see the achievement list for. And a good example is Darkness 2. The list for that has already leaked, and we say leaked as if it's this, it's this file-sharing pirate nightmare, and it isn't really. It's just information, and it's information that can make a hell of a lot more people buy your game, because the amount of achievement whores that buy games just to get achievements is insane. And when developers, cotton on to the fact that people are playing their games because of the achievements and not because they think it's any good, they might start making it more of a precedent. They might pushing it forward as an important part of the cycle of the game to build hype. And I do believe that the Darkness 2 is coming out in early January or February, around that area. And there's a bunch of games coming at the same area. There's the Devil May Cry collection coming in that area. There's Ninja Gaiden 3 coming in that area. There's a bunch of different ones that that are arriving in those months. And if we can feasibly get the achievements for one, why can't we get the ones for the other? And the main reason I'm asking is because I'm super curious about Devil May Cry 3's achievements. Devil May Cry 1 and 3 are the only ones I'm interested in. Devil May Cry 2 can go die in a ditch with Terminator 3 and Mummy 3, because for all intents and purposes they don't exist in my eyes. But the first and the second game are going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to play them again. I can't wait to get achievements for them, and I can't wait to make guides for them. But I'm going to have to talk about that after this fight, because this fight's hard. So as soon as this starts, I like to run over here, but be very careful. Sometimes if that one-shot guy wants to shoot you, he aims really quick on Insane. He will drop you super fast. But the first plan of action is to seal that emergence hole with the boom shot, rush to your left, come over to this one, seal this one as well. There is one on the adjacent side of this arena that one is in over here. You'll see it in a second, you see it pop up. There it is. Fire your boom shot, seal that one. And I think now we've sealed every... Oh no, shit, I missed it. So yeah, aside from my fail just then, if you can seal that, you'll have no issue. And now you just have to fight the rest of the enemies. But this fight is by no means over. There is a whole bunch more spawns that are going to happen. But what you want to do now is there's the dude with the one shot. I should really go and get the sniper rifle, but I snub headshot him instead. There's the grenades in the center. That is the sniper up where the dude with the one shot is. You need to be watchful of him. He just nearly killed me. And there's two maulers that come from the dead center. And the maulers are hilarious because unless they're close, they're not a threat. Unless you don't know they're coming, they're not a threat at all. And unfortunately for them, they're so preoccupied sometimes going for your team that you can kill them very easily. Oh, something I should have probably mentioned too. The guy up on the balcony with the one shot seems to spawn indefinitely until you rush up there and kill him. There's a handful of them that keep turning up. As soon as that opens up, there's going to be a bunch of them behind you. There's one to your right here. I don't think that grenade seals it. You see what I mean? How did that not seal that hole? That is some bullshit, that. But there's one more emergence hole to the... It's adjacent from that one I sealed in that same courtyard in there, and I completely did not know it was there. So a better way of doing that situation would be to drop that first grenade correctly. Ooh, that was close. Did you see that? Goodness me, I could feel the heat of the laser. And then go back and seal the opposite side of that courtyard instead of doing what I'm doing now, which is picking up the sniper rifle and hoping I don't get rushed. Because I know nobody's behind me because we've cleared out that balcony. The only people left is the one-shot dude and these guys coming out of the emergence hole. So get your snipe on. You don't have to, you know, be a fantastic shot with the rifle. You just need to put as much covering fire as you can. I decide to move over to the balcony for the height advantage. But it nearly bites me in the ass because there's still guys up here. Because as I've said, the spawns up here are very strange. They seem to come back for some reason. But there's the guy with the one shot who's just spawned. There's his buddy with a gun who's actually a much bigger threat. But you'll notice his buddy comes out as well, drops the one shot and comes for me. That guy's actually tried to chainsaw me a few times, so be aware of him. If you don't have your chainsaw on, there's nothing you can do. If you do, just be prepared to tap B a hell of a lot. And right now, I see Kim with his shotgun, so I'm like, shit, some guy's up here. You do not want anything close to you on Insane. On Insane, it's like being hit by a car from close to mid-range. Them shotgun guys, they have ridiculous aim. It's one of those things where, if you put it in logical terms, it makes perfect sense. The damage parameters on Insane are very high. The shotgun guys have perfect aim, so every single pellet is spot on target. When you fire your shotgun, you have a random spread. They don't. So every hit they hit you with is every pellet, and every single pellet on high damage is going to be a one-hit kill. It's how the game is made, guys. And it's one of those things that is really frustrating, that you're using the same guns as the enemy, yet their guns are doing more damage. And I don't know, I think it should be even. I think you should both do the same damage to each other. And I know that's probably an idealistic balance that probably wouldn't work, but it'd be nice to see. And what it reminds me of when I think of that, the first thing that pops into my head was a game called Bushido Blade for the PlayStation. And I'm going down memory lane here because this is an old-ass game, but it was such a cool one because I've got a massive thing for Japan. I really like Japan. I like the culture. I like everything about it. I like the history and all the awesomeness of that. Even though it is romanticised, so the real history was probably filled with pillaging and rape and baby murder, but we don't think of it like that. We think of feudal Japan, we think of those, like, Yoshi blind things or whatever the hell they are, everybody not wearing shoes and samurai swords and everybody in sleeping gowns killing people with funny hats, and that is awesome. And this game enabled you to do that. You played obviously a samurai, and it was kind of a beat 'em up, kind of an action game, and it was a beat 'em up in a 3D space. And when you had a one-on-one combat with a guy, you could one-hit kill them, but they were really good at blocking, so it became almost like a kendo battle. It was you and this guy with your sword, and you were watching each other's patterns, you were blocking, you were dodging, and you were trying to get that one move. It was literally like digital fencing, because if you hit them, and you timed your shot perfectly, and you completely read their pattern, you would instantly kill them. You'd chop their arm off, or chop them in half, and it was so cool. And to have that kind of an experience, because some of these fights could last like 5 to 10 minutes because it was so tense. Because if they hit you, you died as well. And it was this cat and mouse, and it was one of the best games I've ever played. And I'd probably play it now, and it'd look like two Lego dudes with sticks and really, really bad blood. But you know, nostalgia's making me imagine this hyper-realistic looking, awesome Ninja Gaiden-esque combat game that clearly isn't. But that is my kind of dream game, and I've got a bunch of dream setups, and I'm probably going to mention in the next video because this next room is bullshit. But thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.